Hi, recorded that. Now I'm recording that. Our mantra of the week is Onkar, O-N-G-K-A-R. And when you say kar, you stimulate the upper palate behind the teeth to activate meridian points, which activate glands in the brain. So there's all that scientific beauty that we encounter when we practice Kundalini yoga. All right, I'm going to put everybody on mute and we'll get started. Thanks for joining on this new time. We just moved it, just starting this week at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Prior to that, we were meeting on Mondays at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. And we got a couple requests from some people, seeing if we could move the time frame around. I put out a survey and it all seemed to work out in favor of that decision. So here we are today. A couple little administrative details. I've just opened up for registration, my next upcoming 40-day meditation journey. And this time around, we're not going to be working with a mantra, which is normally what we work with, but this time around, we're going to be working with a Vipassana-inspired meditation journey. Vipassana meditation is usually done in silence, observing the rising and the falling of the breath. And we're going to add our own little spin on Vipassana meditation on this journey by including the use of binaural beats and binaural tones to change the wave patterns of the brain, bring healing to the nervous system, and open up and expand our awareness through the use of tonality and vibration of sounds. We're going to be including a really cool book called The Genius Myth by Michael Mead. We'll have an Amazon watch party, and for those who live in LA, they can join for the optional day retreat to the Self-Realization Fellowship up in Shrine Lake in LA, which is a really beautiful place to go, very serene. They have a bunch of different places for meditation, and there's turtles in the pond. It's just magical there. So that's open for registration and will be until our start date on September 15th. So you have a couple weeks to think about it and all that stuff. Let's tune in. Rubbing our hands together, stimulating 72,000 energy channels. Lengthening the spine. Pushing away any devices that may be disruptive to you, cultivating a deeper inward reflection. Closing any doors and considering the space that you're about to tune into with sacred vibrational mantra. Consider this space to be sacred. Let's bring the thumbs into the sternum, shoulders down away from the ears. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. Om Guru Dev Om Guru Dev Namo Om Guru Dev Namo Arangure Name Jugarangure Name Satgure Name Siddhi Gurudev Name Arangure Name Jugarangure Name Satgure Name Siddhi Gurudev Name Arangure Name Jugarangure Name Satgure Name Siddhi Gurudev Name Take a deep breath in through the nose. And suspend it. And release. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. Sometimes I get caught in reflection during the day and it causes me to write down my thoughts, and then it turns into a Dharma talk. And that's kind of what happened today. I was out taking Honey for a walk. And for whatever reason, I've gotten into a habit on what our walk looks like the place we go or the streets we go on and the time that we take doing it. Even if I have a lot of free time, sometimes I'll only take her for a quick walk because she needs to go out so often. So I'm trying to maximize my energy efficiency. And so today I realized I was kind of tugging her to go back. And I'm like, why am I tugging her? I have all the time in the world today. I don't have to teach till 4. I can just keep walking and enjoy the day. And I realized while I'm coming to that awareness and that conclusion, what it was that ultimately was keeping me from doing that today and any other given day. And it's fear, right? Now, I would think at that moment in time, I wasn't completely aware of or encapsulated by fear, but fear is always kind of like this hovering energy that's always in our experience as human beings. I think it's always there. And for some of us, it's a more heightened presence than others. And I was realizing that it was that kind of hovering energy of fear. I have somewhere to go, I have something to do, I have things to do, I have a schedule to keep, and I'm pretty good about adding structure to my day and to my workflow and all of that. And I'll say 85% of the time, my structure is created for the purpose of organization, for structure, for efficiency, and to make things logical. But that other remaining percent is related strictly to fear. I need to create structure so things are predictable in my life. And I think we all do that, right? This is why we get retirement. This is why we have stable jobs. This is why we have, committed partnerships in some ways. For some reasons, to get a sense of grounding and a sense of stability. But sometimes that fear can knock us into the realm of neurosis sometimes, right? Or at least being out of perspective of enjoying the day and relaxing. And so I thought today I would examine fear a little bit more in my Dharma talk, and then we do a Kriya set and some meditation work that helps us rise above that vibration of fear. And vibration of fear really does have a vibrational frequency. Excuse me, and it's lower than the vibrational frequency of courage. It's lower than the vibrational frequency of compassion or gratitude, right? So we understand that when we're in fear, we're also in a lower vibration of consciousness, of awareness. And sometimes, like today, at least this was a blessing that caused me to write this. Sometimes I find myself in that same blessed perspective as I did today, to bear witness to the level of fear I'm holding on to within my being, not just only in my body, but in my mind, in my nervous system, in my energy field. In a place that is both neutral and without judgment, sometimes I can see beyond it. I can look at it as if I was a scientist conducting an examination of this experience of fear I'm having. And it gives me a wonderful ability to release it and understand the functionality within me that creates it. Fear is both subjective, which is meaning you and I may experience fear differently. What may be extremely fearful for one person is remarkably easy and effortless for another person to encounter, and therefore it's subjective. Fear is also objective in the manner that it pervades the human experience across the board. It's just in varying levels. It is one of the great existential challenges we continue to encounter as human beings, no matter how much we have evolved through the technological age or consider ourselves so much more advanced than our ancestors. There's something we still have no grasp or mastery over. To some, fear is encountered more often than others. And for some, they encounter it with more awareness than others. How do we approach fear more consciously with awareness so it doesn't knock us off our balance point and compromise our experience of living? In some contexts, our shared collective consciousness of fear is a result of an evolutionary imprint within our DNA, right? The survival fight or flight of our ancestors that is carried over into our current DNA when we really don't have, aside maybe right now from COVID, any natural predators. I believe it is also the collective consciousness, any predators aside from ourselves. I believe also the collective consciousness of fear is nurtured within us by our society. So it's a nature versus nurture type of a thing. Impressions made by parents, caretakers, relatives, friends, educational systems, media, politics, corporations, pop culture, counterculture, and so on. All of this can leave an imprint of fear-based consciousness within us. Yoga and meditation are so powerful in gaining more awareness and insight into the many layers of fear that shroud a deeper connection to our own true nature. As we tap into the nature of our own at-homeness, witnessing awareness through yoga and meditation, we also gain perspective on the fear's opposite, right? Which is loving, neutral awareness, and gain a better discernment on what strengthens one and weakens the other. For example, applying fear to the future in general strengthens the fear-based consciousness and weakens the witnessing awareness. Alternatively, trusting in your capabilities as it pertains to the future strengthens your witnessing awareness and weakens the fear-based ego consciousness within you. And with yoga and meditation, we just apply a rinse and repeat on that, meaning, all right, if we're recognizing we're in fear, we're in resistance, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to connect to my breath, I'm going to practice yoga. And it's going to not only help me avoid it, right, which is a lot of things that other people do, instead of helping you avoid those feelings, it actually helps you gain a deeper intimacy into the experience of those feelings, a deeper awareness. And instead of pushing it away and burying it, it actually gives you an intimacy with it that disarms it or neutralizes it. This awareness educates us on how to be most effective in applying how we want to make use of our life force. When we dedicate our life force and our time to complaining, worrying, criticizing, judging, expecting, portraying, dreading, avoiding, disliking, and hating, we are strengthening and relying more heavily on the fear-based consciousness. When we dedicate our life force energy and our time towards surrendering, allowing, healing, forgiving, being curious, positive, life-affirming, grateful, compassionate, and kind, we strengthen our connection to our true, authentic, witnessing nature. There are many out there that scoff to think that their true nature is truly patient, kind, compassionate, and fearless, because to them such a thing seems absurd. Like, who would I be without my anxiety, without my story or my stories of woe? Who would I be without those? If I would actually let go of them and surrender them, well, then who would I be without all of that? There's nothing to reflect against, or my labels. That level of awareness has not yet been experienced beyond that fear-based consciousness. That is the biggest gift yoga and meditation can cultivate within us. The introduction to and the continued discovery of the aspects to our true, authentic witnessing nature without all of the stories and the labels. The more we practice, the more we develop a relationship with our true nature, and the less we affiliate with and are controlled by the fear-based consciousness. So today's class is all about putting ourselves into the space of rising above the vibrational frequency of fear and bringing ourselves into a heightened awareness. So I remind you, when you practice, do it with your eyes closed to the best of your ability, and feel free to open them if you need to establish balance. Turning inward and really gaining an experiential awareness of what's going on in you as you move through this Kriya set, which is going to bring a transformative shift throughout multiple layers of your being. Let's start with Sufi circles. Hands are on the shins, eyes are drawn up to third eye center. Let me turn my speaker back on. 80%. We have a really fun set today. A lot of it's going to be in seated cross-leg position. We'll do some warming up the legs. And also, if you feel constricted in a seated cross-leg position, always feel free to extend the legs, shift into rock pose, or maybe even sit on a chair if that helps. Eyes are up at third eye center. Let's roll through Sufi circles. Eyes are closed, drawn up to third eye center. And we deepen the breath. Let's go for 4 more in this direction. And inhale, hold center. Reverse the direction. Deepening the breath, feeling as if you're grounding your lowest energy center to the stabilizing quality of the earth. Feeling your way into the subtle awareness, getting out of the mind, into the heart, the intuition. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Spine flex forward and back. Inhale, exhale. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift high through the crown of the head. Lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, shoulders down away from the ears. Hands come onto shoulders. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. Feeling that nice release in the low back. Lifting the ribs away from the pelvis, lengthening the spine. Lifting hands off the shoulders, Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb. Let's reach those arms up 60 degrees. Inhale left, exhale right. Expressing the energy in the arms. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold center. And let's sweep from side to side. Charging the energy field around the body, feeling the energy in your palms. Eyes are at third eye center, activating glands of the brain. Feel this beautiful rib heart opening exercise. 4, 3, 2, arms nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, hinge, bow forward, and come on to tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Inhale, exhale. Cat-cow. Distributing life force energy through the whole spinal column. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round, tucking down. Come to a neutral spine. We take the left leg up behind you. Tuck in, dome the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze into the glutes, feeling the energy charging up in the lower triangle. 4, 3, 2, hold on the one leg, lifts, and release. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Right leg lifts up, tuck under and dome. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Knees come out wide. Hips sink back to the heels. Child's pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Rise it up. Just for a moment, legs come out wide straddled. As I mentioned, we'll be in a seated position through much of today's Kriya, so we just want to open up the legs a little bit. Let's just stretch from side to side. Flex through the feet or point. Feel free to bend the knees if that's helpful. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold center. Inhale. Walk the hands forward. Feel down into a nice stretch. Only go as far as feels good. Take a few breaths while you're here. Keep those feet active. One more time. Rise it up. All right. Seated cross-leg position. Now there's a thing we call a Saturn teacher in Kundalini Yoga. A Saturn teacher can be a person, a place, or a thing, meaning Saturn, the planet Saturn, carries the energy of hard work, of inconvenience, of struggle, of contraction. So we can all think back and remember, oh, that science teacher who was always on my ass, or, you know, some hard experience that you had in life. That's considered a Saturn teacher. Kundalini Yoga, the practice of Kundalini Yoga, really drives that home as being one of the most beneficial aspects of the practice, whether it's through a Kriya, whether it's through a teacher who is asking you to hold your arms just a little bit longer. Because what that does is it gives us the opportunity to test our boundaries with discomfort. We are, both through nature and through nurture, also creatures that seek out pleasure and avoid pain. And so if you become too habituated into seeking out pleasure and avoiding pain, you've not really entertained discomfort for any length of time within your being. As such, there's a weakness within your personal constitution on being able to hold steadfast during discomfort. Right? The nervous system gets all bajiggity, and the mind and the jaw, and it just, get me out of here. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. That it shows up in addiction, it shows up in compulsivity, it shows up in reactivity. And at the foundational level, it's related to not having discernment on how to adapt to discomfort. And so if you find yourself in that experience with Kundalini Yoga, I'm not going to say necessarily that I see any particular Kriya set being like that today, maybe the last part, because we'll have our arms up. When discomfort arises, step into the observer's seat and be like, okay, well, I'm noticing like my jaw immediately tensions and my shoulders creep up in my neck and all these negative thought patterns start to play out. When you can observe that, then you're like, okay, well, maybe if I just lengthen my neck and threw a positive thought in there, could I do this a little bit longer? This is how we strengthen the nervous system. This is how we educate ourselves through fear, and so many other things that this sacred practice gives to us as a gift. Now, the first part of today's Kriya set, excuse my allergies. I think I need to move to Fargo to get rid of them. The right hand comes out to the side, and we're going to do kind of a Vulcan finger separation, where my first two fingers, my index and my Jupiter, my Jupiter and my Saturn, my index and my middle finger are together. And then my ring and my pinky are together, and there's a big space between them. My arm is lifted here to the side. And as I've mentioned before, the fingers and the hands have a huge, huge impact on the heart and the brain, which are two centers of intuition and higher knowing within the body. The other hand, left hand, is going to be palm facing down, 90-degree angle with the forearm also facing the ground. We're going to do an O-shaped mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth. As we move the hand like a pendulum, the left hand, gently from left to right, just envision like a pendulum in a grandfather clock as it swings, ticking the seconds, tick, tock, tick, tock, okay? Hand is going to be moving very slowly from the left to the right, while the right hand is up in that finger separated mudra. Breathing through an O mouth, inhale and exhale. Here we go. And this mantra, Chatra Chakra Varti, is a mantra for rising above fear and anxiety. Here we go. Eyes are third eye center. Feel this left hand moving from side to side, helping you recalibrate your balance. Using the breath, using your patience and your awareness. Noticing the mind's desire to be entertained, to escape. Just stay with me. Give yourself this time to relax, unwind, and reflect. something as simple and gentle as this can be very uncomfortable. The mind wants to attach to something, the nervous system wants to move. Stay here. Let's take 30 more seconds in this meditation. Inhale, hold center, suspend the breath. Rudlock, third eye. Hold the breath as a container, without anxiety, without worry. And exhale, release. Just relax for a moment. Observe the shifts that have taken place since before and after you started that exercise. What has it cultivated for you, in you? We're going to shift gears just a little bit and move the energy a little bit more. I'm going to take a very interesting mudra, taking my Jupiter and Saturn finger, which are my index and middle, and join with my thumbs. Ring and pinky fingers are extended. And I'm going to take that mudra kind of like I'm plucking something out of the water and rolling it back behind me and putting it in a basket behind me. Okay, so we're just rolling backward with this very strong mudra in our hands. You can go slow, right, one at a time, or you can start to create a windmill with the arms, depending. Make sure that the shoulders are relaxed and you're moving freely through the joint. This is not a muscling through type of thing. This is a flowing through type of thing. Here we go. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Eyes are at third eye center. Stirring up that energy in the heart chakra, stimulating the areas of the brain that the index finger and the middle finger stimulate. Eyes are at third eye center, activating hypothalamus, pituitary, and pineal glands. If you're feeling tension in the shoulders, maybe consider it working out some of those tense energy blocks that you hold there as a habit. That gripping tension, you're releasing it out of the shoulders and the neck. Discomfort may come into play. See if you can bear witness to it as opposed to falling victim to its encouragements. Stay with me for 30 more seconds, guys. I know it's a little challenging, but it's good for the nervous system. It's good for the mind. Be kind to the body while you're doing it. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Both arms rise up, inhale. Hold that mudra nice and strong, root lock, third eye. Exhale, keep the posture. Inhale. And exhale, hands down, Beyond Mudra, index finger and thumb. Meditate on the breath. We're going to do something very unique, a very unique pranayama that connects us to our intuition and our higher awareness. We're going to whistle breathe. So I'm going to inhale, whistle. You may or may not make a strong sound, that's okay. And then you exhale, whistle. Continue. Long spine, chin to chest. Eyes remain at third eye. Two more rounds of whistle breathing. Inhale through the nose and suspend the breath. Eyes at third eye. Exhale, release. Hands interlaced behind the head. And we're going to bow forward and come up, kind of like we're making figure eights with the crown of our head on the ceiling. Eyes at third eye. Rise up, dip down. Rise up, dip down. Envision a little pencil on the top of your head, drawing a figure eight on the ceiling. Breathing, eyes at third eye center. Drawing all that energy up into the higher centers of awareness, the higher chakras. Let it feel really good. There's some sort of intuitive awareness that you're opening up here. Let's take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold center. Reach those arms up to the sky. Spread those fingers wide, shoulders down away from the ears, and exhale. Long, deep breathing here with very vibrant active and engaged arms. Relaxed in the shoulders, long in the spine. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. How can you be at peace in your body here? Peace in the mind, strengthening the nervous system, strengthening your resolve and your resilience. Take a full deep inhale, suspend the breath. Open through the chest, reach those arms, eyes are a third eye. Full expression of energy, charging the energy field around you. And exhale, release. Gyan Mudra, sit in meditation for a moment, connecting to the breath. Maybe you're in a state of just neutral observance. Take stock of what this feels like. Gently bring the hands to the heart, left on the chest, right on top of. And we chant our mantra of the week. Omkar. Omkar. Eyes at third eye. She runs through 5 repetitions and then takes a long deep breath. Omkar, 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 Omkar. 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 Omkar, 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 Omkar. 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 Let's go for a minute longer. Omkar, 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 Omkar. 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 One more. Omkar, 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 Omkar. 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 Take a deep inhale, suspend the breath. Omkar, 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 Omkar. Hold that conscious awareness, that loving, witnessing awareness right in the heart. And release the breath. Gently come laying down onto your back. Allow your feet and thighs to turn out naturally. Tailbone turns down toward the heels. palms to fall down by your hips, turn up to the sky. Jaw softens, tongue relaxes in the mouth, ears fall back, and eyes sink back. And have a gentle awareness of the crown of your head. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Rock from side to side. And I like to pull little wisdom cards at the end of class sometimes. Maybe I'm tapping into the higher consciousness of universal energy where a message may be delivered in the exact way that resonates with you. Maybe it's an inspiring thought, maybe somewhere in between. Rolling onto one side into fetal position. Using your top hand to press yourself up seated, cross-leg position. I'm feeling drawn to this card today, which is the card for surrender. This is a moment of awakening and relief. It is done. Step back to see the big picture. Instead of fighting a battle you cannot win, stop struggling. Concede and preserve your energy for your next strategic plan of attack. Winning is ahead. Now, let me paraphrase, I think, with a more yogic context, because there's a Chinese warrior here. Strategy, plan of attack. Let's consider this an intuitive strategy. and plan of forward movement, plan of further evolution. All right, so sometimes some of these words bring a context of over-affiliation with the mind and over-affiliation with some sort of a violent energy or aggressive energy. And I think when it comes to yoga and meditation, we're seeking to align with nature and seeking to be at peace and in harmony with. So strategy and attack may be subdued with intuition and evolution here in this context. All right, let's close out with one round of the long-time sun. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. And then close that out with 3 long vibrational expressions of the mantra Satnam. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Satnam. 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 Take a full breath in through the nose. Suspend it. Bring folded hands to third eye center, blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Satnam, namaste. Thank you everyone for joining us today on this beautiful Monday in our new time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, just a little mention of my next upcoming 40-day meditation journey, focusing on the power of silence. Registration is open and the course begins on Wednesday, September 15th. We meet twice a week during that 40 days live. And if you can't make every live meeting, that's okay. We have video recordings available. It ends October 24th. And our raffle, our yogi raffle, ends this coming Tuesday. So if you have time to stick around, I'd love to chat and see how you guys felt in class today. And I'm going to end the recording. Thank you, video friends.